So first order of business, I'm going to pretty much just cut out any remaining crap here. Also gonna have, on the other side, I had that little panel there I patched in on the rocker down there. On this side, we got the same thing, just a lot bigger. You have to bring all the way back here, probably up into here, all the way up there, pretty much 3/4 of the rocker, and all the way up, and even some into this lip because it's actually cracked here. So that'll be interesting. But for now, we're just gonna get some crap sliced out. We got all of this nastiness throughout here that we're going to hopefully slice and dice and then Wellerooski in some fresh goodness. But first, we need to mark where the optimal cutting line is. So I already marked out. I'm thinking I'm going to just make this like 2 3/4 inch. It's probably more than I need to cut out, but better just slice it and get rid of as much bad junk as possible. So I got marks on each end here, 2 3/4 inch in, and then straight edge. You can just mark yourselves a line there. Piece of junk. Straight line, preferably. That's marked out so I can essentially start slicing. Next up, I'm going to work on a panel to fill in this floor riser. I can't do it one piece side to side because this is affixed to those bars. So I'm just going to make one panel here, which needs to go in before I do this floor panel. And then I can do the other side later on. It can be done whenever. So I just got some quick measurements of this. What I'm going to do is just pretty much just lay it right here on these edges, or technically sides, and spot weld along there and along there. And then I measured out an extra 1/2 inch on each end. That'll do a 90-degree bend, and spot weld on there and weld on there as well, just to get just that much extra strength. So I already got some quick measurements made up and got it marked out on 16 gauge steel. So I'm gonna get that sliced out. Tell you what, look at the bald eagles coming off of that unit right there. It's like you saw in the sick little montage there. 90 degree, 90 degree. We got holes punched all the way around the perimeter. Got that notch for that little dealy flu. Now, test fit. It's actually a pretty nice little patch panel, I gotta say. Handcrafted by yours truly, and by golly, fits like a glove. It's about 2 sizes too small. No, it actually fits really good. That's sweet. So now, get the Wellerooski and start laying some arcs on that sucker. I got this bar cut out, cut an angle on there so it can go passenger side on the rocker, like a so. So I already just cut that off. That was just a simple mark the angle, slice it off, and clean it up. So now I'm going to cap these ends. Take this extra scrap chunk cut off of sheet metal, and this is not a accurate scientific mathematical way of doing this, but we can just hold it up there and do a little one of those numbers, mark out where it needs to be sliced, and then I can simply slice it off, and I'll trim the excess after it's welded. Now take the handy dandy grind-o-matic, clean up them welds, and I'm also going to clean up this rust on this bar and get it ready for welding elsewhere. Alright, now on this top, whatever deal, rocker words. So I got some marks made up of where I'm going to draw out for welds along there, under that bar. And oh, by the way, got that cleaned up. Looks minty fresh. Looking rad. So, turned out good. There's that passenger floor pan cut out and ready to go. So I already got some mark here where I need to do that bend. So I'm gonna hammer that around and do my 45-degree angle to go up onto the toe board, kind of like that. And so I'm gonna do that same angle iron hammer technique you've seen in the past like 4 videos I've done, and then punch out some holes all the way around the perimeter for weldifying. Tell you what, that sure do look professional, if I do say so, on my own self. Bend is exquisite, and I got holes ready for welds all the way around the perimeter, so that is legit. So time to get her in, not dropped. I didn't plan to do that. Well, that wasn't in the script. But anyways, time to get it clamped in there and welded and good and solidified and all good. golly! We done got floor there now, as well as floor here. Ain't that legit? Tell you what, it's pretty doggone cool right there. So that is completely welded and arced and spot welded, and this bar is all welded in. So I need to finish it up a little bit. Probably do bead here and all that jazz. But that is really good right there. Liking it. Turning out quite nice. And look at that. I actually now have a toolbox. I can store tools for when the stupid thing breaks. Nicely matched side to side. Oh yeah. I'm liking it. Well, right now I'm just working on getting this transmission tunnel fit in, because I left a lot of excess on these floor pans because I didn't really know where it was all going to line up, because that stuff wasn't there original to measure. So not really time lapsing much of this, because it's just kind of boring, and just hold this up, look at it, take it off, cut a 1/4 inch, put it back on, look at it, take it off, cut a little bit more, and just, I don't know, it's just kind of boring stuff. But I'm starting to get it fit pretty decently. Once I get it on there, it's going to be really cool. It's really shaping up. But we're just, you can see right here, I've cut probably a good 2 inches off of here to get it down to where now it's the right spot where it needs to be. And you can see I still need a little bit right here cut out, because of this is out down too far and hitting on there. And now that fitment up onto the toolbox pretty decent. See, this side it's still got a lot of trimmage to get it all to line up flat and be good. So I ended up taking a little grinder and cleaning that up, getting it bare metal. It just looks better, you know? Then I'm not painting over paint. Oh yeah. It's looking gnarly, dude. So, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to punch some spot welds all along in there. Do kind of like I did here. A row on the edge here, then a row on this panel, and so I'm welding from this side and that side like a double stacked Glock magazine. But anywho, next thing I'm going to do, I got this, y'all can see there. I got this piece and this piece where I cut that to get the bend right is overlapped. So I'm going to just tack this here where it lines up flat, and then I can grind off that excess when it's off of here. Well, golly! We got them there punched out, so that is Mick ready. That's also punched out, so it's also Mick ready. That's also Mick ready. It's Mick ready to go to Donald's. So now, place and clamp and weld. don't look legit, then brother, I think it looks pretty legit. It's very cool there, man. Very cool. So now the toolbox is, for the most part, sealed off. Still got to do a little bit on that edge, but other than that, transmission tunnel is in, and actually very nice quality, I must say. Some idiot hasn't cleaned the flux off or ground anything yet, but it's good enough to end off today's video, and looking pretty good. Now it has complete sheet metal coverage from side to side, which is pretty doggone cool, I'll tell you what. And for a just hand hammering and hand forming with a bunch of angle iron and getting these bends, actually turned out quite nice, I must say. So the overall fitment is pretty good. When I put the transmission cover in here, these angles, there's a little bit of a gap, but I'll just fill in with a little bit of rubber gasket and it'll be perfect. So thank y'all guys for watching, and stay tuned for future updates.